I need to have a destination from A to B, B being the destination, to walk towards. So we're going to talk about this tree right here. Just for example, right now, it's probably 40 feet from me, maybe 35 feet. But if I walk from here and I look at that tree and that's where I'm going to walk to, well, that's fine. They'll give me a straight line to walk to. It's not a problem. But if I'm wandering through the woods, I'm not walking straight. So if I was to walk to this tree, I got to my destination. But if you're lost in the woods, your destination is unknown, so you don't know which direction to go. Now, if I was to go from this tree to that tree over here, now I'm turning at an angle. See what I mean? So if I walk to that tree, now I've walked up and over. Now I'm at a zigzag. So the next tree I want to walk to has got to be in a straight line from there, from where I walked through to back from there. So I want to look at a tree in front of that. And there's a tree right there, that little tree right there. I can walk to that one next. Now I'm walking in a pretty straight line. This is without a compass. Okay? So now if I look back, and I'm standing at this tree, and I look back, which you should do, always look back, see where you came from to reference yourself. Now I look around this tree, I can see my table that I set my camera on. That was my beginning point A. So I am walking in a straight line here. So let's go to scenario B. So here we are, we're going to walk through the woods again. And I'm establishing a straight line for myself. I want to walk to this there's a tree right here that is broke, is leaned over and broke. I'm going to walk to that tree. And I can zigzag if I want to, but my destination is still that tree, as long as I get to that tree. So now, this tree is a good marker. So, I'm looking at this tree, it's broke. It's got an arch to it. And when I'm coming back, when I go past this tree, so I'm going to pick another tree out to walk a straight line. So I'm going to pick this tree right here. So I'm going to walk to that tree and I'm going to look back and make sure I know what this looks like on the opposite direction on a reciprocal course. So I'm going to walk this direction. It don't matter if I go, it's best to go straight, but if I don't, that's okay. So I'm going to look back. Okay, now I see this tree once again right here that I just passed, so that's what it's going to look like. I want to pass that going back on my left side. That's a point that I can recognize. Okay, and also there's some vines hanging right here. Right here, some vines hanging down. So I'm going to walk between those vines and this tree, and this broke tree. I want to identify with those two vines. So always when you're walking, look back. One other suggestion is you're walking to your destination, which is this tree. And my tree in front I already have picked out for a straight line. Is I want to take a piece of limb and I want to stick it in this bark because it's out of place. And I want something that's going to catch my eye that's out of place. So now I got a limb that's sticking across a tree, which is totally weird, out of place. I'm going to pick up another limb. I'm going to stick this one somewhere next to it. The bark will hold it. Make sure the bark will hold it. Okay, so I have two pieces of limb sticking out. It's not much, but it'll give me a reference to look back to. So here's a limb sticking out of the tree if I'm coming from a little bit different direction. Here's a limb sticking out of the tree coming from a different direction. So I can identify that as, that's strange. Why is it sticking out of the side of a tree? That's a marker. Now if you have a watch with you when you first start walking into the woods, First of all, you want to maintain a straight line, of course, by looking at objects in front of you, what you want to go to first, and then what your second one is and what your third one is. And you want to watch how much time has passed since you've walked. If you walk an hour, you've probably walked about a mile in the woods, walking 1 mile an hour, just to give you some reference to where you came from and the time you've been away. And of course, always alert somebody before you go into the woods that you're going to go into the woods and which direction you're going to be heading and what you want to look for and how long you think you'll be gone, so they can contact search and rescue if you're not back in a day or half a day. Let them know how long you're going to be gone. So this next one, I want to get to the compass real quick. So a couple things about a compass. A compass has to be held level for it to operate correctly. If I get it at an angle and I turn my body, the compass will not turn and you'll mess yourself up bad. So that compass has to be moving. It has to be level. So when you turn your body, the compass itself floats in the fluid and moves. So a compass needle, okay. Now I did find a case where one person was on a hike and one person had a compass with them, and we was having an argument about which way was north. Well, his compass was magnetized backwards, or was probably marked backwards, red and yellow on some compasses, or red and white. The red part, the white part was magnetized and the red part was not magnetized. So the white part was pointing north. So I've never seen that before, so make sure your compass is correct when you buy it. Double check it. So here's a large compass for instruction purposes. So if we have a needle that's pointing north, this red's going to be pointing north if your compass is correct. And the white, of course, is a reciprocal, straight across the opposite direction. So if I want to head 340, I will turn this azimuth to 340, and that's my line of travel. So north is still going to be this direction. This needle's going to stay on north. It don't matter where you turn this needle's going to stay pointing that direction. So you want to keep that on north at all times. So now that's the direction I'm going to travel. So as long as this is pointing north and I'm traveling that direction, I'm actually going that direction, straight line, I'm heading 340. Now all this is how to walk a straight line. There's something called declination or deviation, and that depends on what part of the country you're from. Actually, where I'm at right now in Florida, it's 0 is where I'm at. It's on 0, so I don't have any declination or deviation that I need to adjust this for. So that's traveling a straight line. So you go to one tree, you go this direction. If you keep going that direction, find a tree to locate a tree to go to, maybe 100, 200 feet down the path there, and hit that tree, and then go to the next tree, and when you get to the next tree, make sure you're still traveling 340. Now, if I'm smart and I know how to use a compass, when I go into the woods, when I start walking into the woods, and say I want to walk 320 is my course straight into the woods. That's pointing north, of course. Well, the opposite of 320, I'm going to try to keep walking pretty close to 320. If I'm going to go for a day hike or something, I might walk 2-3 hours that direction. Well, now I'm good. Now I know my way back. I don't have to look at trees or anything if I don't want to. It's a good idea to do that. Always keep a reference. But the opposite, my reciprocal of 320, which is straight across back here, is 140 right here. So when I head back, when I'm heading the opposite to 140, this compass, that's going to be on north, of course. Always keep that on north. So my reciprocal of 320 is 140. So now I'm going to travel 140 the opposite direction I came in, and I'm fine. I'm not lost. And if I travel for 2 hours in, well, I know in about 2 hours I'll be back out almost the exact same spot I came in from using a compass. But if you do not know how to use a compass, then this is worthless to you.